before the day. Hey Google, stop.
Sure. Stopping stereo.
Hello, Internet. This is Thoughtstorms, also called Keith. It's me. Ha 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 ha. Anybody heard of me? Well, I need to see if I can get my tech to work today. It didn't work yesterday. Tried everything under the sun. Let's see here. And it says it's live. That's a good sign. Up on the wall. Thoughtstorms chat room. All right, boys and girls. No dropped frames this time, and my kbps is a good green large number. I think whatever was going on yesterday was maybe not the fault of my tech. Or it might have been my internet rather than... I don't know. Hi, boys and girls. Dogs and cats. All the ships at sea. It's that guy who comes on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays at 2 p.m. Texas time. For right now, that's the scheduled regular time. I'm sure it'll change. I haven't really had anybody tell me a time that is better than usual or worse than usual. Although the Cowboys play at 3:30 tomorrow. That's fine. Yeah. If you know me well, you know I didn't get the sports gene. So, I have many things working on now. Working on now. I talk real good. Is how I talk. Display messages. Yeah, that's just me. Okay. At the moment, I am pulling hot glue off of the top of these keycaps because hot glue wasn't the way to go. And I have some cyanoacrylate glue, CA glue to its friends, and some homemade kicker. So hopefully I can maybe partially assemble. Get over to the yeah. Someone is gathering every crumb you drop. So, here's an example. They've come apart in places and I'm breaking those back off. Just have some tin snips. So I can try again. Most of this is pretty solid. Yeah, this part is not. But it also has a lot of hot glue on the surfaces of the keycaps. Not too hard to get them off with rubbing alcohol, but we're doing some more of that here shortly. Partial proof of concept. Can you tell what this might be at some point in its existence? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh. If you drop in, please feel welcome to chat. Not required. Here's something I haven't shown yet. Here's something. There we go. It's a very flat-veined tetrahedron that I made when I was trying what's the word? Experiment. I want to be able to make interesting geometric shapes out of two kinds of clay. One that is water soluble and one that is very much not. It's this this hard stuff I've been using to put these keycaps together. That stuff is crazy rock hard, and I have some actual potter's clay, water-based potter's clay, and I want to get the epoxy sculpt stuff mixed in its two parts, and then once that's in good shape, I want to roughly mix the potter's clay in there. And the good thing about this stuff is that it kicks pretty fast. It's like 5 hours, and it doesn't have to be in a dry situation, so I can put a dust cover over it or something and come back, and then I will be able to wash out the potter's clay, and basically it will be marbled, but instead of it being two different colors, it'll be solid white, rock hard, and negative space, just blankness, emptiness. But when I was trying to do that the first time, my brain thought, well, I got celluclay. It's basically like paper, which dissolves in water. Yeah, but it has binders in it, so it didn't work. But I made these two things and then soaked them in a bucket for literally 2-3 months. And I finally got them out and let them dry, and they are incredibly hard, very, very rigid, and lightweight, surprisingly lightweight, much lighter than the epoxy sculpt. I guess probably heavier than just celluclay by itself. So that was kind of fascinating. And if I can get my celluclay to work again, I want to try making some more of that and testing it out. A thin shell of that on this thrift store Spider-Man figure, and I can peel it when it's set up. And the first thing I want to try with that is to make a drone from Westworld. I think those faceless white drones, and I don't guess they showed up in season 1 of Westworld. Maybe they did. Anyway, I think they're compelling to look at, and I would like to have them on my bookshelf to display. And they don't sell them. Oh, you can buy crappy looking, is it Tony's the brand of toy I wasn't that crazy about? It just looked like, rootin', tootin', shootin' cowboys, but no, the ones with no face, creepy as foretold. Can't buy those. Alrighty. I think that up there is, yeah, that is, what do you call? I didn't have my YouTube live stream in my own monitors. Now I do. So yes, yesterday I couldn't see my own live stream anywhere because apparently it wasn't going anywhere. There's no going there. I only say that because, as you may have ascertained, there's no going back. Well, but if you did try to tune in yesterday, I tried very hard to broadcast. My limited understanding of this stuff is that there's just times that it's just not going to go out. Just SOL. So I am cleaning up these keycaps. Ones that have fallen apart. Taking off this white stuff. I hope I can think of some way to recycle these little bitties. If I ever get a tumbler, I might tumble them with sand or something like that and get some kind of weird beads, I don't know. Or maybe they should just go into the landfill like everything else we humans tend to mess with. Well, what's going on in the world? In less than a week since I went to see Deadpool Wolverine. Enjoyed the crap out of that. I don't know where that went. It's going to be unpleasant on my stocking feet. You wear stockings? I'm telling the Olympics. Well, kids, I don't know. I don't think that needs to come off. I still have a lot to figure out about this setup. I don't know how well you can see on the camera. I've tried to adjust it to where I can have reasonably bright light because I need the bright light to see what I'm doing. But with this superbly bright light, it's going to wash everything out. It's good for what I'm working on. So I'll try it and watch the vlog later. Use some alcohol. just for medicinal purposes. That's a joke. I am 60 years old and 60 years straight and sober. So yeah, I'm no fun at parties. Never was. Dang it. It really worked out a good way to dose the alcohol where I need it to go. Just have an open container. It would evaporate in no time. That works. Yeah, there we go. I'll drop on the fingertip and it's good to go. Alright kids, and there are some games that I might play later on if and when somebody turns up. I also can show you there is a product called Filter Forge. It's nothing new. In fact, I'm not even sure it's... I think they've come out with a new product name at least, so that my lifetime membership won't count. But anyway, it's a set of filters that I can customize and program myself to do fine art in digital programs such as Photoshop or Krita. Darn it all. But I've been using programs like that for a long time, and I can show you how to get around in a program like that, and maybe show you how to teach yourself how to get around in a program like that. That's some lessons I used to teach, was basically fine art on Photoshop. I used to want to be a fine arts professor, or instructor, preferably at the community college level or higher. But large chunks of my existence fell apart, and so did the economy, and I didn't finish my degree. Got mightily close. I'm going to hydrate. I think I see somebody. Scroll Reaper! Needing a degree to teach art is silly. Well, it kind of is. I agree on that. Good to see you, Scroll Reaper. A friend from the land of enchantment, if I recall correctly. You got the know-how, that's what matters. Well, I both do have the know-how and don't. I took a lot of art classes, and I'll be honest, I love taking the art classes. You get to use their materials and tools and all that, and sort of like streaming, there's a little accountability. You need to get up and get some work going. But I studied ceramics, and I couldn't throw a bowl or a teacup or anything like that. I took glass blowing, and I wasn't a good glass blower at all. But I impressed my teacher by how I could sculpt with the hot glass right out of the furnace, and so he let me hang around, and I loved it. I enjoyed it. I used to say there should be a 24-hour a day glass blowing channel. I watched nothing else. Well, really, with YouTube, you can just about find that. The School of Glass at the, oh, I was hoping I'd say it right. The Corning Museum of Glass has a school in it, and they do a lot of cool demos, and now they're doing them online. Got it. So, scroll. I don't know if you know what I'm working on. I'm trying to make a sphere, basically a globe of the Earth that's made out of these keycaps, and I'm trying to do it as a proof of concept, and it's been a proof of failed concept. When you want to glue plastic things to other plastic things, or when you want paint to stick to plastic things, the conventional wisdom is to sand it. And if you don't sand it, wire brush, which I have those as well, or you could just run a little bit of, just a little wimpy flame. Burn, baby, burn. But I wanted to see what I could do without doing that, so I'm using this epoxy sculpt and trying to sort of crimp them to each other on the back side. And it's a limited success and a limited fail. I like the fact that I can see through. I think it'll be pretty great. I'm hoping to color the joinery, but not the keys. Basically spray it on and then wipe the keys down so that they either don't get colored at all, or they just kind of get stained. They have a different level of color. So that's what I'm working on, and the way I was doing it was only about 20% successful. You have to really get quite a glob in place for it to be strong enough to not come apart. So I'm cleaning up my mess so that I can start CA gluing these together. One of my philosophies about art is I've always kind of been a scientific mind. I kind of what's the word, experimental thing, and I tried to test a new material. Like I had some copper wire that still had some varnish on it, and I had some window glass, just a little pane of window glass, and I made a thumbprint of my own thumb, blew it up on a Xerox machine, and got it, the full size of the paper, and then so I bent the wire to follow the whorls in my thumb, glued that to the glass, and then cooked that in a super hot kiln, and it turned out really excellent. It looked like looked like the thumbprint kind of embossed into the liquid glass, the fluid glass, and although I had no idea what it would look like, what color or anything, it turned out really great because it basically ended up being a green thumb, which is kind of cool. When I was a kid, I had a green thumb until I got my license to drive my car, and every house plant I had up to that point and ever since has died on me. But I still dig green plants and things. And it's funny because that same teacher, that glass blowing and fusing teacher, really liked that green thumbprint piece. He was evaluating me at the end of the semester, and he said that's just really something. I think you show that in any art museum. And then I told him, you know, it was just some junk wire and a cheap piece of glass. He's like, "Oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Don't tell anybody that." So now I've told everybody that. Sorry, David. I didn't follow your suggestions there, but and so, you know, I'll do 15 tested theories, and I try to do them in such a way that you've got something cool to look at, to show whether it completely works or not. And I just kind of think that's a good way to approach things. A lot of people have used expressions like, I don't remember who said beautiful corpse. That wasn't Warhol, was it? I usually don't. What kind of experiment you like to do? It's really what's the word? That's the wrong word. Aggravating. It's the opposite of aggravating. It's really satisfying when you accomplish something. It's like, I had no idea it was going to look like that, but I love it, you know. And if you do it with an eye toward good design, you can turn it into something. I feel like I had other things to show on the hand cam, but I'm going to get the CA glue and test that out. Finally found my CA glue, and I'm not sponsored by Stick Fast Instant CA adhesive, but I'd let them. Scroll what I've been using to get the the outside keycaps in a spherical plane. Find ways to hard surface sculpt. ZBrush. Oh, I've messed with ZBrush a little bit. Uh-oh. Forcing hard surface for ZBrush, yeah, things like that. Or I will also make out of Photoshop brush, import it ZBrush. It's a leather texture. Cool. Excellent. I like that. I like that. Back when, just minutes before Zuckerberg decided to destroy Oculus by buying it, I bought an Oculus Quest 1 about 30 minutes before the 2 came out. Twice as good a resolution, and $100 less. And mine became obsolete before I had a chance to use it. But I want to do sculpting in virtual reality. Yeah, I don't think he's got a vision for it. And it doesn't seem like he has anybody working for him that has much of a vision for it. It's like, hey, when we had them floating around with no legs, y'all made fun of us, so we gave them legs. That was cool, right? Let's sign up with Meta to use this thing you paid. Yes. Yep. I don't like that at all also. But one of these days I am going to try my hand at VR sculpting. When I used to watch Next Generation, Jazza, the YouTuber Jazza used to do videos about that, and man, I would watch the Next Generation, and if I lived on the Enterprise, I would use the holodeck as a sculpting studio, and I would make sculptures that could hang in the air, or float, or fly, or spin, or animate in 3 dimensions and such. And I started seeing people working in VR sculpting. I'm like, that's basically what I wanted to do. But my problem with VR in the first place is I can't get far enough away from what I'm looking at. I would watch a video and it's like, okay, I can see the pores on this person's nose. I can't tell if they have the rest of their face or not. I'm too close to it. Let me back the hell up. It's still a good way to watch Netflix, because you can actually push the screen away a little bit. But yeah, one of these days I hope to get that figured out. Oh, and right on cue, Nightbot. Scroll, are you seeing the Nightbot messages? Discord makes me automatically feel like an Amish outsider in a broken down buggy. Just an observation, I kind of always feel like I missed a century or 7. So you're not seeing a Nightbot person? Well, it's not a person, but that's good to know. I still got a mountain to learn about that. Only on your screen. So like, gotcha. So you're not seeing it in the chat. You're seeing it. That's where everything comes together. The YouTube and Twitch chats come together that way. So now I'm going to figure out how this CA glue do what he do. Okay, looks like it's just have to snip off the very tip. I can try putting some of this together. Am I doing this on camera? Ah. Alrighty, I tend to use tin snips for just about anything. They good for that sort of thing. Well, I have a piece. Actually, I guess I took that apart, so I don't have a piece ready for that treatment. Alrighty then. So we'll get the copper bowl back out. Put some of these clusters in here so that the outside of the top of the keycap surface follows that sphere reasonably well. And I'm going to need to put on my gloves because I'm going to... I am still trying to see if I can be lazy and not sand 400 keycaps. Excellent. What kind of music? I never could write music. I was a professional singer and actor. More often I was a volunteer of both of those things, but sometimes I did get paid for those things. And I loved doing it and missed doing it. Even did a little tiny bit of opera. I am missing a glove. No glove, no glove. I have a bunch of them over here. Get more of a look at some R&B, going hip hop beat. Beat is smooth. Cool, cool, cool. I found almost no actual rap music that I really liked. I loved Arrested Development back in the day. And for more than 4 years and more than 5,000 trips I drove for Lyft. And people would want to plug in their own music. And I guess this makes me a basic bitch, but just about every time I would say, hey, I've never heard this before. Who is that? I like this. Who is that? It ended up being Drake. So apparently I'm in the Drake demographic. Childish Gambino. Absolute greatness. But yeah, rap. And I don't know, a lot of the stuff that people call hip hop that I find that I like, I also hear people saying that is R&B. We the Man, the Blues. So I'm going to start mixing up a little bit of this epoxy sculpt. Still haven't figured out how to show it on camera. 2-part putty. Because I want to put a little CA glue where the putty's going to go, so that real fast it's going to bond that there, and then it can take its time setting up, and hopefully that's going to make it a lot stronger. That is the thing I'm testing now. If I absolutely have to get the sandpaper or the wire brush after it, I will. But that's another thing I used to do. When you fuse glass in a kiln, the 90% of people do a thing called crashing, and that's where you open at a key point. You open the lid and bend off a lot of heat so that it can cool down to below. I think, God, if my memory serves, and I've got problem with numbers in memory, but like 900 degrees Fahrenheit. Anyway, you would crash it so that it doesn't get kind of crusty. Devitrification, it's called. And I heard about that and thought, well, man, I don't live that close to campus, and to have to come in at any 3 o'clock in the morning to crash that, I want to see what I can do without crashing it. And so that's what I did, and I got some really cool effects. So I sort of believe in laziness with intentionality. If I need to crash, I'll crash it. If I don't need to, I'll know that I don't have to. That's the way I like to look at it. So there is some of the A. La la. I really wish this stuff would have a light color while it's still workable, and then go solid white when it's not really workable anymore, because working on these little joints, finding which one is brand new and which one has been there a long time is just about impossible. Alright, part B. That's a little too much. I think I'm doing this off the hand camera, but here we go. Roughly half and half. I am pretty convinced that all this stuff is 2-part epoxy, A and B epoxy. And there's all kinds of 2-part epoxies, but it's a 50-50. And they mix part A with a white powder, and they mix part B with a white powder. Very possibly cornstarch or talc, or something that they used to use as baby powder. And they discovered that. Okay, can you see that's too bright, I bet, so let me try. Maybe you can see the kind of medium gray and white has kind of marbled. I eventually want to get that with this stuff and pottery clay, so that I can actually remove the pottery clay completely and have it being marbled between white solid and negative space. Because my answer to the question, what is your favorite color, is negative space. The gaps between all of these keys is very negative space to my artistic ideas. Alrighty. I have to get this place kind of sloppy. So, how was I going to do this? I made my own kicker. Hot water and baking soda. And I haven't tried it yet because I just recently found the glue. I have just been sticking a piece in here and letting it sit in the copper to set up and hoping that it will be strong. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it really isn't. So what I wanted to do was just hit just a little bitty spritz of the fixer, the kicker I need to say, and as I go in to put a piece of this clay in place, I'm going to get a little bit of glue on the part that's going to touch the kicker. This is all brand new idea to me, so I'm testing it out live on the interwebs. I don't want that to fall into the bowl, that would not be good. You know, I have my glue bottle flowing yet. I don't think it is. I don't want glasses. There they are. More. Forming a bris on the glue bottle. Alright, where did the clay go? There it is. Yep. Okay, now I've got a little drop of CA. Hoping that even though that clay is still soft and flexible, the CA part of it has kicked and set up pretty hard. I'll try the same thing again. Okay. Like all the joins for those clusters are taken care of pretty well. Seems like it worked reasonably well. Let me clean that up a little bit. So, Scroll, do you play instruments? I learned flute when I was a munchkin. Wasn't very good. It was third chair flute even when there were just three of us. Too much. Too much. Learning piano. Oh man. I can play Underdog theme. That's about all I can play on the piano. Chopsticks. Never really learned. Even when we have a decent piano in the building. Alrighty, where did my... Gotta work out the light here. Well, that's one of the problems. It's gonna turn it away. Boy, that's just so excessively bright. Not be so bad. Okay, where's the blade? Come on. Oh, too much, way too much. Oh, this stuff is way less viscous than I thought it was. Damn. I may have just nostrilicated myself here. Yeah, I don't love the way that looks. Work with me, you're not gonna come off the glove. Aha! Adversity! I have to test this. Oh man. Yeah, my gloves are sticking to everything. And just gonna do myself a disservice, so I'm gonna call it for this project for today. See what I can figure out. Oh shoot. I still got quite a bit of clay made. Another thing that I do when I get to the last part of the clay, I have a mask that I am ornamenting with it, and at the moment I can't find said mask. Let's see if I can haven't lost the mask before. That's novel. One moment please, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Where would I put the mask? That is really annoying. There it is. Just gonna cover it up with its current coloration. It's kind of risible. But I will be painting this when it's nicely bedecked with these little wormy dealies. There are multiple YouTube makers that call these wormy dealies. Ace of Clay I used to watch. I don't know if he's still active or if the algorithm lost it, but that's too much light for you to see. I gotta work reasonably fast because this stuff just will be solid like a rock in about 10 minutes. I did take the gloves off. I needed to because the glue was sticking, but my limited knowledge gleaned from other makers is that it's most volatile when it's in its two parts and it hasn't really mixed up together. But I will wash my hands very carefully here after this. I will be taking a hand washing break. Okay, where's a good spot for you? So who are your musical influences? Any particular performer or group that you listen to a large amount of? I know that's kind of a wide-ranging question, but like me, Crowded House is one of my favorite bands of all time. And all of the things that Neil Finn and his brother get up to. I liked Split Ends was their first deal. And quite a bit into singer-songwriter, especially the females. Sarah Bareilles. I like singing her stuff. It's in a real comfortable part in my range. Let's see, is that... Goodness. Smino. I don't mind vulgar. I will look into that. I don't know that name. I'll ask you something that's probably a dumb question because this guy has really made it big. But you know, Ren. Polynesian is so good. I'm gonna look into that. Smino. Ren, all the music reactors are reacting to this Welsh guitarist and pianist and rapper and singer and troubadour, storyteller. He's amazing. He, without a music label behind him, he beat out Rick Astley for #1 album in Britain recently. Astley kind of did his sequel to the Rickroll song, and I like it. I think it's pretty good. I like the original Rickroll song. It's funny because when I got a chance to go to England, it was right when that was on TV, that song. Short movie type things. Man, the guy that works with him to shoot the videos is also very, very, very good. There's a trilogy of songs, very, very tragic trilogy of stories, and man, there's one part of that that's just like genius. And he does wonders. He actually performs. He has to clear his throat in the middle of the song on one of them. I'm like, hell yeah. Thank you for not producing this to the point of not being recognizable. There are some performers I prefer their studio recordings to their live. I'd probably say more than half I feel that way about, but man, not always. I got a chance to see Paul Simon in Dallas, and this guy opened up for him with just a acoustic guitar and the microphone, and he said, "I know who you came. The part 3 of that trilogy, yeah, it's quite a thing." Willie Porter was the guy who opened for Paul Simon on that concert, and he was so good live that my friend and I went up and demanded that he sell us a CD. And my friend ended up getting the CD, but he gave it to me because he didn't like the studio stuff. And I didn't like it to begin with because it wasn't as amazing as he was live. It grew on me rather quickly. Willie Porter, and I don't know if he's still active at all. I don't know when he last recorded anything or brought anything out, but a lot of his lyrics are very funny. Lydia, highly suspect, has a raw video as well. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know the title or the name, but hey, I had this idea. People could throw out random words, and I could try to think if I knew a song that. So I'm going to use Lydia. Lydia, oh Lydia, say, have you met Lydia? Lydia, the tattoo lady. She has eyes that folks adore so, and a torso even more so. That is a Groucho Marx song that I learned from a Muppet album. It was Kermit singing it. I think I sort of sounded like him just there. One of my easier voices to perform. That's Kermit the Frog. Although I am coming to find that most men have a Kermit the Frog impression. That's cool. I'm going to real quick wash my hands. I'll be right back. I've got undesirable chemicals on me. I got a few test pieces with the glue added that will be of some use. I'm gonna have my smart speaker play highly suspect. Here, I'll try this.
Highly suspect. Lydia, official video from YouTube Music. Playing on stereo.
Just listening to a little bit of it. Kind of sounds like Pink Floyd. Just the very beginning.
Black ocean cold and dark, I am the hungry shark, fast and merciless. But the only girl who could talk to him just couldn't swim. Tell me what's worse than this.
Hey Google, favorite that song.
Sure.
Can't have too much music on my stream or I'll get a strike. But yeah, I'm gonna listen to that. Have I turned the mic back on? I'm always interested to hear somebody new. My niece introduced me to a lady she's not new, but she was new to me. LP. She wrote a lot of hits for a long time before she ever recorded anything. And trying to think of her big viral hit, what it was called. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, 'cause it's going down. All I ever wanted was you. The MCA patrol will come around. They sure will. They sure will, and they do not feel like listening to you about such matter. So, I feel, I don't know if you were on stream when I did this, but there's an online game I like to play. And if I know I'm streaming, I don't play it beforehand. Let me see if I can. That's not it. Okay, you can probably hear me again. I appreciate you letting me know that. You can hear me again. Yep. The scene where it was just this without my picture on it doesn't have a microphone set up. So I'm glad you mentioned. This game does tend to have a lot of these stepped pyramids. I guess because the world has a lot of them and people tend to take a lot of pictures of them. I don't see any clothing here that's super modern. I look for like optic yellow, optic orange, optic green, like t-shirts, because that wasn't around 20 years ago. But also just the way you guys wear their hats. And this could easily be late 90s, but I'm gonna go early, the first decade of the 2011. Yeah, I was thinking about 2010, so let's do that. Let's see here. Chunk 2011. And I never know where to put these pyramid things. I tend to think Peru. When I play by myself, sometimes I'll do some Googling. I'll Google anyway if I see a national flag or some bit of a foreign language. I don't even know what the language is. But I don't see much to go by on here, so I'm just going to stick it in Peru. About there. Uh-oh. I can't see the... shoot. Well... cannot. There we go. I couldn't see the little button. I lost the date too. 11. Peru. Guess. Ah! 2. I'm having technical difficulties. Mexico. Yeah, I did get to go to Chichen Itza. I won a trip to Cancun. Tell you what, I'm willing to go, quite a bit north. How about far south Mexico? Near Guatemala. Alright. Dang it. Probably giving you seizures out there in the Wild West. Now, will you let me put in a number? Number must be off. What is happening? You're making me... Y'all about to make me lose my lunch up in here. Up in here. There we go. 11. 2017, that's pretty close, and I can't, man, my eyesight's not stellar, so I have to zoom in and make my text huge, and it makes it to where it cuts things off. Honduras. So it wasn't far away. Kind of split the difference. Yeah, that's good. All right, next round. I guess you can't see my taskbar. I always auto hide the taskbar, but it won't do it, and so I can't click on the right buttons. And it drives me insane. Okay, this is a lot older. Hotel. Yeah, it might be. It might be restored. You might be right. I have traveled very little. I got to go to England for 3 weeks and Mexico for 4 days, and that's pretty much it. Definitely looks European in the car registrations. 1950. The tricky thing is, though, it could be 1990, and they still have 1950s cars there. But that's okay. At first, I thought that was some kind of weird tower or something. It's just well, I don't even really see any language to go off of. Although the length of that and the font, I'm going to guess German. Engelsplarker. My autistic fascination is Monty Python, and the way I can prove it is by saying Johann Gambelputty Devan Auschwitz Flinnen Flitter Crass Crimben Tree Digger Dingle Dangle Dongle Dungle Burstein von Nacker Thrasher Applebanger Horowitz Tickle Limsick Granted Naughty Spelt Tinkle Grandlish Grumblemeyer Spelterwasser Kurtlich Himmeleisen Bandwagen Guten Abend bitte ein Nürnberger Bratwurstel Gesprötmes Warmecker Luger Hunsfund Schonendauker Kausfleisch This are Oscar von Hauptkopf of Ulm, Austria. 70. Oh, there's my brother, Spam Jelly. All right, we got a 78 Austria, and we've got supercalifragilistic. Yeah, got nothing on that. Yeah, I had a very boring job, so I tacked that up on the wall and memorized it while I was stripping the 2-inch videotapes. All right, we got Germany here. Where is Austria? So I'm gonna split the difference and put it Munich. That's on the border of Austria. And we need to fix that. I put 1960. That's kind of in the middle of our three guesses, so let's see how we do. 79. Oh, Spam Jelly, you just about nailed it. West Germany. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. Next round. Nice. We got Coca-Cola branded I've never been a skiing person. I love winter, I love snow, I love the mountains. But I've never laid out sunbathing in snow before. Yeah, it's not bad. It's modern. It's this century, but I'm gonna say lovely day for a Guinness. Ah, we got a phone. That's pretty modern. I'm going 2020, I think. And what do we think is Alaska? That's a possibility. Spam Jelly's dog is named Maddie. And I wouldn't be surprised if she's good at this game. She's traveled a lot. Or maybe not. I don't know. What did I say? 2020? That's my guesstimate. And could be Colorado. Hell, it may not even be U.S. I'm going to put it in the Colorado Rockies somewhere. Like Colorado Springs. Doop. Okay, guess. 2020, nailed it. Whoa! Switzerland! You boy! That was quite a little distance, but alright. You've seen one beautiful mountain, you've seen them all. It's not really true. What's that say? Jobs, peace, freedom. Peace is patriotic. American flags everywhere. We got that feels like a pirate boat at Disney World. Whistler, Colorado. Rocking the Beatles cuts. 70s. Yeah. Yeah, I feel mid or late 70s. Hard to see with chat over it. Yeah, let me fix that. I can fix that. There we go. Glad you spoke up. You know, the high-waisted pants are getting real close to the 80s, so I'm going to say like 78. And I'm feeling either Disney World or Disneyland. 78. Now, I lost your chat, Spam Jelly. I think it was you. You said Whistler, Colorado? Oh, that was from the previous one. That's what it was. How about Orlando? Kissy me. Or, you know, don't. Melbourne. Port Charlotte. I don't know my... I got to go to Disney World back in 1981. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point, but while I'm at it, I didn't really look very close at this. Boy, I can't make anything out. Can you? Yeah, I can't. Okay, there. I'm betting this is California coast. And we got a war vessel and an old-fashioned. Nope. All right. 78 I like, but let's go California. 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 It's such a wonder that I think I sleep instead. San Francisco. They like to protest in San Francisco. I left my protest in San Francisco. All right. Guess. 84, not too bad. USS Theodore Roosevelt, Virginia. Well, I was better on time than I was on location by a long way. Newport News, Virginia. I think this is the last one. Maybe not. Kind of makes me think of The Prisoner, old British show. Those inflatable things would chase people down so they couldn't leave the village. It's not though, it's like snow globes. Feeling Europe, to be sure. Be seeing you. Who is number one? I got a number 2. Who is number 1? That was a good show, man. And a funky place they filmed it. I'm drawing a blank on the architecture. This building feels a little French to me. This one not so much. In California. Yeah, it's gotta be a little maddening. You can't control the zooming and scrolling. I control the vertical. Your guess, Norway. All right. I'm going to say 2008. Well, hey, Scroll, I'm glad you came in. It's good to see from you again. Come by any time. Hopefully I'll have some more artwork going. I'm just sticking it in France. I think it's the last turn. ...2005 was pretty good, 3 years. Grand Place at... Christmas period with tourists looking at decorations. Brussels, Belgium. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Scroll. And by all means, work away. I'm probably only about another half hour today, but I'll be back on tomorrow, 2 p.m. Texas time. Is that 3 o'clock New Mexico? I don't know how time works. So we got 744 out of 10,000. No, 1,000. That's my problem with numbers. Hey Google, what is the current heat index in Abilene, Texas?
Currently in Abilene, the heat index is 103.
103. Make me giggle. Oh, well, Worldle's hard today. I'm joking. That's one of the most recognizable countries there is. Oh, that's no fun. La Belle France. Play bonus round. What are their neighbors? UK. Change that settings. Okay, get out of the way. Italy. What did he guess? It's not usually this easy. Well, I spoke too soon. It's... Dang it. I don't really play this game anymore. I just happen to see it on my tabs. See if I can show you. Where are my glasses? They're on my head. Only a lot embarrassing. This is that filter forge that I do a lot of my custom filters. And a lot of these are filters that other people put up, and then you change them. Let me find my favorites here. I don't have any of my custom ones up here because I just installed it on this computer. You're going to recognize that effect I use in various ways. It's got a prefab photo in there. Open. Why can't I open an image? There it is. In fact, that's what I made. I'm sure that's what I made this graphic using. And you can come in here and change a million parameters. You bring the size down in pixels, it messes it around less off, and the seamless tiling is what I really have missed being able to use because like in the background of my stream, the reason this just scrolls endlessly is because it's a seamless transition. I love that stuff. Love it. There's another one I use a lot. Oh yeah, all my presets are gone. Oh, I got one. I just think there's endless cool stuff you can get with that. Somebody saw one of my artworks that looked kind of like this. Is like, is that AI? No. No, it's not. So I guess you're watching the Cowboys Mañana. Sea of neon. I'm almost hesitant to show this because I think that just already looks so cool that it's almost an artwork without changing anything. I wouldn't do that, but I've only got Krita installed on here as a graphics program, and it's the devil I don't know very well, so oh, all on the wrong screen. Screen share, there it is. Eyeballs. Let's do a larger one. 25, 25, easy. New puzzle. 4 in a corner. 3 in a corner, 5 on the wall. 6 on the wall. 4 in a corner, 2 in a corner, 1. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I wonder if I'm safe in betting I'm the only person who's ever streamed this game. I doubt it gets a lot of stream action. California, please. Mm-hmm. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. That I think I'll sleep instead. Minute 18. Not great, not bad. Don't know if you saw what I worked on today. I spritzed some activator into the inside of the keycaps, and then I put a little drop of CA glue on the malleable clay to stick it in there. So even though the clay is still malleable right now, it should be well attached, and by the time it gets rock hard, I think it'll be a lot stronger. About ready to see some progress on this project, but I gotta get all this dadgum hot glue off. I thought that was so smart. Well, Mr. Spam Jelly, I don't know what time it's being is. Yeah, I've been gone about not quite 2 hours. I think I may work my own self. Jam Spelly and Scroll Reaper, glad y'all came by. Good to have somebody to chat with. See my pretty shirt? See? Alright. That'll be good. I plan to be on tomorrow at 2. Technology willing and the creek don't rise. So look up ranked choice voting. That's as political as I get because it's good on all fronts. I can't tell what kind of creature you put up there, Scroll. Get my glasses and my phone. Oh, I got you. I need... I've still got a lot to figure out with my eyesight and ability to see what I'm working on and what I'm blasting over the interwebs. Thanks for coming by. Adios, muchachos.